Okay, looks like we are live. Awesome. Excellent connection. Welcome to this beautiful Friday. As I always say, Friday is the most beautiful day of the week. And today we have episode number 21. And I have some good news for you, because I think we finally managed to nail the encoder problem. So it should be almost smooth sailing from now on, with just a minor bump. And this minor bump is that most probably we'll be needing a push button and a way how to put it in our encoder design. So I guess that's the topic of today, magical push button and where to put them. Luckily, I didn't throw away my push buttons that I bought long time ago, which is kind of surprising, looking at how the mouse encoders ended up. So this is also a good news, I suppose. Yeah, but the main good news that I wanted to share with you is this. So finally, we have a working encoder setup, the one that I actually like a lot. So we have our mouse encoder over here. We have a smooth bearing and quite okay design with the knob and the shaft. So as you can see, shaft is a little bit thickened over here, so it's more difficult to break it right now. Not that I can do it, of course. Most probably I will break it today, but yeah, that's fine. So it goes in like this, and the scroll is out of this world actually. It's super smooth. So on the last stream, we had a similar design, but the encoder knob was smaller. I think it was 25 millimeters or something along the way, 23. It was very tiny. I think it was this one. Let's take a look. What's the size? Yeah, 24, almost 25. Welcome back, Rudo Brody. How are you doing today? Okay, going back to the stream. So I changed the knob size to 32 millimeters, and this actually changed everything, because on the smaller wheel it was kind of difficult to rotate, and now we have like a wider angle, and it's so smooth. It's actually super good. This is what I've been looking for. It has this very nice click. Yeah, I heard you got a printer. Awesome. Welcome to the 3D printing community. It only gets worse from here, trust me. Soon you will be printing all sorts of crap. Yeah, I'm fine today. Thanks for asking. It's great because it's Friday, so weekend incoming, and we can all have some rest. But before that, we need to push our push buttons a little. Yeah, so as I was saying, we have this encoder. It's super smooth, it's great. I had various designs that I did off stream. All of them are kind of similar. The difference is the distance from the keys. So for the choke, when we are designing it on the previous stream, I think we only tested with the choke. So I said, oh, it's fine as long as it's higher than this key, because this one is usually lower. So that was true for the choke switches, and actually that would still keep it at a low profile. But things get a little bit more complicated when we move to MX. So as you can see, if you don't want to go all the way up with the encoder, which I don't want to do, I don't want it to be as high as like when we had a volume, so it was like this tall. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, well, actually, if you look at it, so without the knob, we already have it quite low, and we can go even lower because there is some space left at the bottom. Yeah, so what I did, I was experimenting with different spacing from the key so that I can rotate freely without hitting any of those keys with my finger when I move like that. So finally I settled for 5 millimeters from each side, taking from the edge of this top plate. It should be okay because even at an angle, like when the keyboard will be used, something like that, there is still plenty of space, so this should be good. I think I will stick to it. So today, first thing I would like to do, I would like to swap this one for this, just a quick redesign. We already have the bottom plate, so we only need to rearrange the screws from here to fit this. I hope that will be it to make it work. We don't have to do much more, and then we can send it to the printer. And then I would like to focus on the push buttons. So I have two boxes of push buttons. So one box is this, and like looking at them, I don't really see a good candidate except for this one. This one is quite small. It's not too high. So this might be actually good, but I think it's one of the standard ones. If you look at it, it's 6 by 6 by 3.1. That's the red one. Because all of them, I mean, all the rest, they are kind of surface mount, so that will be very difficult to attach a wire to them, just like you are having issues with the surface mount resistor. Or maybe this one is not that bad, but yeah, there's still not enough space to connect anything. So I think we will pass on this box, but I have another one. And these are, I think, the most standard push buttons that you can get. And I think that these ones, these are used for the mouse as well. We can take a quick look. If we go AliExpress, it's got them AliExpress ads and all the stuff that is like getting in your way. Push, put. Okay, so these are like these are the ones that are used for the left and right, but I think for the scroll, I think it goes with these. So what is the size? 6 by 6 by 7.3. Oh, this one is kind of big, but I think there are smaller ones. Do they? Okay, so for the scroll, I think they go with these. No idea what are the dimensions. Let's take a look here. Okay, so 6 by 6 by 745. Oh, they are definitely too tall. So I think we're gonna stick with these ones. These are also very, very standard ones. Yeah. It's, I don't think. Yeah, I think we should go with this one. Okay, let me check. Thanks for pointing this out. Let me check quickly. Okay, seems like I can't fix it right now. I think that for some reason it switched to stereo, even though the microphone is mono. Maybe I can do something about it in OBS Studio. Okay, how about now? I think now it should be better. I change it to mono, at least for the time being. Okay, that's great. Thanks, thanks for pointing this out. Okay. I was having some issues with the audio before the stream. Sometimes the devices, they kind of change the, like they disconnect from the USB hub, and then when they reconnect, they seem to have like a different IDs, and not everything works. So I was having issues with switching scenes and all this stuff, so it looks like there's more to it. So yeah, thanks for pointing this out. One more thing I need to change. Okay, going back. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think we will go with this standard push button. So I was thinking that maybe we can put it like underneath the encoder, like somewhere over here, and then the encoder on top. Then we would have to redesign our shaft so that the thick part will be all the way until, let's take a look, maybe over here. Can we see? No, we can't really see. So I was thinking that when the knob is like this, so we can have the shaft go like thick all the way until the encoder starts. So then the push button will be underneath the encoder, like this. So all the resistance that will be needed to push the button will be just to press the knob, like in the center. So this will push everything down, including the encoder. And actually, it's gonna be the encoder that will be pushing the push button. So we have to do this in CAD later. What I think first thing we will do, we'll try to redesign the volume knob and see how it looks like for the chalk, because I'm not really that much worried I mean for the MX. I'm not that much really worried when it comes to chalk, because it's already like the height is okay, so all we need, yeah, shouldn't be an issue actually. But when we look at the MX, my favorite screwdriver, yeah, so if we have it like this, it all depends on the height of the keys. So they're kind of high already. Yeah, so at the default height, it's not really great. I mean, there's no, yeah, I am kind of like hitting when I try to rotate. I am hitting the keys over here. Yeah, we can also maybe make it a little bit bigger. It's again, difficult choice, like how to approach it. Well, definitely it's too low. So we definitely need to bring it higher. But on this side, I would like it to be as low as possible. So that's why I push it. Yeah, I think it looks kind of okay. Like the profile of the keyboard. If it was a little bit higher, I don't think I would like it that much. I prefer it to be like going down this way. Otherwise, I think it would be chunky a little bit. This keyboard already got so big compared to the original. The first version was very tiny. Okay, so here we are back to our favorite CAD. So where were we? Where is our design? Okay, so this is our MX. Okay, how to approach it so we don't make too much mess unnecessarily. As you can see, I have like quite a lot of different designs, 28, 32. I tried the 38. It's too small. The radius is too small. It's not that good to rotate. Okay, so maybe I should bring the bottom from the volume encoder so we know how it looks like. Okay, let me make a new component over here and let's call it volume. Let's make it 32 millimeters because that's the same that we have. I was also considering maybe we can try like 42. And actually, there might be a possibility to maybe use the knobs that I have purchased before. because the ones that have the screw on the side, so technically we can make our own shaft that will be thick enough to fit inside this knob, and maybe I can find it. Okay, I have one victim over here. How big is it? It's 30. Well, I think I just got some other ones. Give me a sec, I will hunt them down. Okay, there you are. Oh, this one is quite nice actually. Feels heavy. And the hole is like quite big. How big is it? Okay, 32, so it's almost the same as the one that we will be using over here. Oh, that might be a good idea to have in the project. We can have like a separate shaft to use with this. So the shaft will go over here, and there's a screw on the side that will hold it. One sec. Okay, it might not work like that because we still need the bearing underneath. I do have some small bearings on the way, so that might be designed for the future, maybe. Yes, okay, so this one won't really work, but we should be able to still use okay, for example, this one. There is some space left over here. How much space do we have? If it's possible to measure even. It's gonna be difficult. I guess I have to eyeball it somehow. Okay, about 2.4 millimeters left. So we might get away with some kind of a small bearing over here, just to hold it and allow for like a smooth rotation, because the mouse encoder won't hold it. Yeah, it's still kind of chunky. Well, anyway. Let's take a look what we can do with the mouse encoder over here. So I would just copy and paste everything from here. Okay, the knob, I think I will leave it over here because it's gonna be the same knob. Okay, so now I'm gonna hide this, and we have to move this one somewhere over here. Okay, so let's make an anchor over here, and let's do, let's say from this wall to this wall. Let's make it 5 millimeters, and okay, from this wall, let's take the ruler, and from here, let's make it 5 as well. Okay, okay, I am not happy about it, so I think I will change it. Let's make an anchor over here, and let's align it with this circle. Okay, so I guess we have it kind of in the center now of this circle. Well, actually, it would be nice to have the knob as well, just for the reference. Okay, so let's move it to where it belongs. Okay, this looks much better now. Okay. So for this one, we don't really need this mount because we're gonna be attaching to the bottom anyway. So we can get rid of it and fill those spaces. Okay, so when we were working on it previously, and we were kind of focusing on this knob, which is kind of tall. So the idea was that it will be held like this. So we needed quite a lot of space on the sides, like over here and over here. So this is why it's kind of this far at the moment. But since this one will be operated from the top, like so, so we don't really need this much space for we won't be rotating it like that. We'll be only rotating it like, just put the finger on it and just like move around. So it doesn't really need that much space. So maybe we can bring it back to the old design when it was actually in the center of this key, like this. So we didn't have these keys before, so these are new ones that add for the mouse. So originally it was over here, just in the center of this key. So maybe we can do that now. Yeah, like so. Okay, we'll still be able to attach it. Let's see if we poke some holes in it. This is okay, 2.9, so that's fine. Let's make 3 holes. I'm not quite sure at this moment where they're gonna end up on the other side, but definitely this one we can pull it to here. Okay, so because I was thinking that it might end up somewhere inside the encoder, which is not the case, at least not for this one. So let's take a look at another one. Okay, let's make it up to here. Okay, also we didn't end up in the encoder, so maybe this one will be also kind of lucky. Where are we? We can see it from here. Okay, should be good. Should be good. Oh, not quite. Okay, this one is within the encoder. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this one. Let's just, we have 2 screws already, so that is fine. So I'm just gonna drop this one hole. Yeah, so this should be good enough for us on this moment. Yeah, let's take a look. How does it look like with the keys? And just a quick check before I go. Okay, both streams seems to be fine, so that is good. Exceptional, I would say. Okay, so where are our keys? We had a mockup somewhere. I think it was in the imports section, and there was key mockup. Okay, over here, and we have. Okay, so these are our MX keys, and these are our chalk keys. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so this is the top of our knob, and this is the top of the key. And how does it look like from the other side? Well, maybe if we follow this rule that we want this keyboard to be like this, more or less, so maybe we can make it a little bit higher so that it's maybe the base, the top plate, this one from the knob will be aligned with the top of the switch column. Okay, let's take a look how it's gonna look like if we just move it a little bit up. I am not quite happy, I have to admit. Well, it's still not that high actually. Okay, let's lift it up. So then we can have a good comparison, like okay, we can have a good overview because we have the scroll already installed. So if you make the volume one, then we can have like a good overview how it's gonna look like with both of these installed. Okay, so let's move it a little bit up, but together with the top plate and actually the bearing. So we need this, and the top plate is this solid. It's gonna be something like this. Well, actually, let's move the whole thing because it will be easier to. Yeah, then I will just pull the bottom over here to the bottom plate. Do we have these holes even? Okay, yeah, we have these. Okay. It looks a little bit junky, but I only would like to check how does it feel. So I just need this to be like quick and dirty. Okay, so I don't mess up any screw holes or anything like that. So these do not interfere. I really don't want to print it twice. And let's take a look from the bottom. Okay, looks like we have 1 and 2. Okay, I hope that's it. So I think we can send this to the printer. Just a quick look. How is the... Okay, encoder is all the way here. Okay, should be fine. So this is our bottom, and with the screws at the bottom, okay, we don't need an opening because the shaft won't go through over here. This is kind of concerning. So like if the shaft, I hope the shaft won't be sticking out. It's not that long. Okay, so let's make, oh, not a step file. I wanted STL. Okay, so this will be volume. Let's make it mouse, and this one is 32. And this one is actually the bottom. So now we need our top. So this is our top, and I will also sand the knob. Okay, we need a shaft for it as well. Do we have a shaft anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Oh, come on, there should be somewhere. I'm pretty sure I imported. I think it's somewhere hiding over here somewhere. Ah, there it is. That's the one. Okay, so these are like two parts. So I will just copy and paste over here. Well, actually, it's part of the knob. Okay, we need to move it. to the center of this, like so, and this axis. Okay, so far so good. Okay, perfect. That is just perfect. So let's make it knob. Let's make it volume, and this one is 32. Alrighty. Okay, let's open up Bamboo Studio. Okay, I think I have to finally open it up before the stream. It's gonna keep asking. So this is our knob. This is our top, and this is our bottom. Let's arrange it, and this one we have to flip it over. Okay, it looks good to me. What is happening there? Okay, it's doing something. Okay, it looks like it's preparing the print. We can keep an eye on it. I was wondering why is it so noisy. I left the doors open. Okay, so we will let it print for a while. So going back to our workbench. And the case of our switch. Let's take a look how big is it. I don't have dimensions on the box. Okay, looks like it's 6 by 6. Yeah. It's 6.1 by 6 and the height is 4.4. So it's not a small boy anyway. Okay, maybe you can try to model it quickly and one thing, if we take a look, yeah, we can have it like directly under the shaft. So that will be like a straight force going like from the top all the way to the bottom. Yeah, but then there is this issue with we would have to leave some space for the encoder so it can move like left and right a little, because otherwise it might be difficult to push it. I mean, we can push it, but it won't bounce back. But maybe not that much space will be needed. Okay, I think we will go back. I think we will go back to our original design. We're gonna leave Chordie for now. I mean, to this design where we are testing. Yeah, I'm still waiting on the small ones. I have not ruled out yet the vertical one. I'm still waiting on the bearings, the small guys over here. And I'm still waiting on the small encoders, the 5mm ones. So when they arrive, we can still like take a look. I don't think I'll be changing my mind because I really like the way it's moving. It's very smooth. And the click is like the tactile feeling is so great. It's actually very, very good design in my opinion. I mean, it would have been better if we could do it on this magnetic encoder, but I wanted to have something simple, at least for the base model. So we still have to stick to the mouse encoders anyway. Yeah, but this is really great. I can't wait to use it like in a live keyboard. Okay, so let's make a new component. Let's call it let's call it push button. So I said that this one is okay. We are a little bit okay. So the whole thing is like this. So we have this one kind of like rotated. Oh, but that's fine. We can hide everything and let's make so it was let's make a rectangle from the center. So that one was it was 6 by 6 1. So let's make it a little bit bigger. So let's make it 6 1 by damn it. Let's make it 6 1. So it's gonna be 6 1 by 6 2. So we can add like 0.1 on each side. Okay, and how tall is it? Okay, it's looks like it's 2.9 and the switch is 4.9. So looks like the button itself is 2mm. Yeah, am I correct? 2.9 and 4.9. Yep, it would seem so. Okay, so let's make it 2.9. This is our base, and then we can make a circle in the center. Okay, how big is it actually? Yeah. It's not really... Okay, 3.4. Okay, 3.5. I think we can call it 3.5. Okay, so that will be 3.5. Okay. And I think it was 2mm. All right. So that's it. And then we have legs on the side. I'm just gonna do like a crude. Okay, so it's like 1mm by 0.8. So I think I will do it a little bit differently. I would make a new component because I don't want it to fuse with this push button. So I will make a new component, and this way I can do it like separately. Then we can copy, and then we can make it like one body. Okay, let's make a new component. I'm gonna bother with the name. So if we make a rectangle over here, how does it look like? Okay, they're kind of like how far up they go. Not much actually. I would say like 1.2. 1.2. Okay, we can model it like that, like far away. So that one was this one was 0.8, 0.8, and this one was 1 millimeter. Okay, that was the thickness. Okay, no, that's not the dimensions that I want. How long is the leg? Okay, it's 4 millimeters. So this will be 4, and this will be 0.8. And then we can pull it for 1 millimeter. So this will also cover like this this part. So the leg is kind of, it's not straight. So I will just accommodate like the whole thing. Okay, so let's move it around a little. So from here, okay, we want it maybe minus 1.2. Okay. Well, more or less, I guess this is how it looks like. Okay, the question is on which side they're located, on the wide or the short one? I mean on the longer side. So this one is 6 and this one is 6.1. So they're to the shorter side. So this is 6.1. Okay, I think I got it right, yeah, by accident. So let's make some more. Like so, and just copy. So 2 more to go, and we're gonna attach to this wall. Okay, perfect. So this is our push button. So now I can okay, if I select the whole thing, and if I press I, would it fuse together? Yeah, it did. Okay, so we have our push button. Okay, let's take a look. This is our the one that we are using now, the 11 millimeters. So what we need to do, okay, I need to check one more thing. So the question is, how much does it go down when we press it? So it's like when it's not pressed, it's 4.4, but when we press it, it's 4.15. So it's the press is like 0.35. Because what I would like to have, so when the encoder will be pressing over here, I would like it to, when the push button is pressed, I would like it to be kind of aligned with the bottom, so that the encoder will be kind of resting on this. So there will be like no space in between. So when we press the button, it will, the button after it's pressed, it will be aligned with this part. So if we look at it like this and we want to move it, so I said it's like 35. So if you make it 0.35, oh no, I think I got it wrong. It has to be from here, 0.35. Ah, okay. I guess that will be it. So from here to here is, yeah, 0.35. So my idea is that if I press the whole thing, the button will go down, so it will be aligned with this surface, hopefully. Okay, so we are kind of like halfway there, I could say. Okay, so what we need to do now, we have to change these walls to leave some more wiggle room for the encoder. So maybe we'll adjust, how deep is this groove? Okay, this one is 0.4. So I think we definitely need to move it down. At least we have to get rid of this wall. So then the encoder can move like up and down. We don't need it to go all the way up. So this part can stay, but this part must go. So then when we press the whole thing, it will be technically okay. Okay, but for that, I think I'll have to, I need to make something new. Maybe let's make a new component over here, and let's call it mouse encoder. Uh, 5 millimeters. Okay, we don't need caps lock right now, so 5 millimeter, and let's make it push button. Okay, PB should be good enough. Okay, so I need to copy the harness from here. I still don't know if I spell harness correctly. This is a third stream already, and I still don't know. Maybe chat can help and check in the dictionary if it's correct spelling for the harness. Okay, so I'm gonna move the stuff from here to here. So now we can adjust a little bit. So okay, let's get rid of this wall. And let's get rid of this wall. Okay, and the question is it gonna be enough? Maybe we should get rid of this as well, because it's not like the encoder will slide out when we rotate. It's kind of fixed anyway. Okay, so I think I will remove this. I can always copy them in. And let's take a look at the encoder itself. This is the harness, and where is our encoder? It's over here. I wonder if it's in the same position. Yeah. So I think we should move these. Let's make it minus 0.1, and this one as well. We're gonna leave some wiggle room for it. Let's take these both walls and let's make it also minus 0.1. Okay, how does it look like? We have a hole over here. Can we move it a little bit over here? Okay, this should be fine. There is an overlap over here, but that is fine. That's not gonna bother us. Okay, so one more wall over here. Control and scroll. Okay, we have the hidden wall. And I missed it. Awesome. Okay, one more try. And let's move it to here. All right. So far, so good. Okay, so now I think we have to cut from the bottom. We have to cut the switch. So like until now, it seemed to be fine, but it might happen that there will be not enough thickness for the top. Let's take a look. So let's take this and remove this part. Okay. And what do we have? Can we have like a good section? I don't like how it's doing sections. Like, would be nice if I can like have some kind of a combination that would change like X, Y, Z plane, because I don't want this. How do I? Okay, I can do like that. But if I wanted to have it rotate by 90, can I do it? I don't think so. Okay, so it doesn't look that bad. The thickness from here is okay, 1.6. That is a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, should be good. We have some space over here. Okay, so that is one part. So now let's take a look at the top plate. Okay, so let's make a top over here. Let's paste it. And we need the bearing mount as well. Okay, so far so good. And so from the top, we're gonna be needing our knob. So we have the shaft over here. I think I'm gonna copy the shaft because this one needs to be shorter, because as you can see, it goes all the way into the push button. And actually we don't need it like this because it doesn't really make sense. So okay, where is our shaft? It's over here. So we have two pieces, so I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna make a shaft. Okay, so the top doesn't really concern us. We need to take a look at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna hide the button for a second. Okay, so I think we should move it all the way to the button. And then I think one more thing. Let's take a look at our encoder, which is over here. Okay, looks like something is off. We have some space on the bottom. Okay. Okay, so let's make it. Okay, the question is the shaft like going through? Let's take a look over here. Okay, yeah, so it does go through. Okay, we can push it through. Okay, so we have some problem here. Okay, I guess I would need to copy this the encoder itself as well. So then I can like properly align everything. Okay, so let's move it around a little. So the bottom have to align with our push button. Okay, something is off. Okay, I think I know. I don't want it to align. I want it align with the plane, like so. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so the shaft is kind of goes through. We have some space on the left and right side. So I think we should also lower this. Okay, and let's take a look at our top plate, which is over here. Okay, so I left it like that, but I think, okay, we can't really have it like that. We need to leave some space because, oops. because where the shaft is, it kind of sticks out a little. So let's take a look how much. Okay, it says 4.3. Okay, 4.3. Okay, so from here to here we have 3.6. Something is off. One more check. Okay, it is 3.6. And over here we have 4.3. So it would seem that our encoder has like oh, let's make it 2.7. Doesn't really matter. Let's remove the top. Okay, it split it in half, but that's not an issue. So I think it's like 1 millimeter, right? Because it was from here to here was 3.6. Yeah, so it's gonna be 1 millimeter up. Okay, like so. So I think we can also move this part all the way to here. So when we are pressing, it won't really break, hopefully. Okay, so we are here. Let's take a look at the top plate right now. Okay, because we still have the legs over here and they are kind of high. So now we have them kind of like inside. So I think we have to move the top a little. So they won't collide with this part. Okay, so I think this part we have to lift up. So this will support. Okay, maybe I should leave like a open window over here. So then I'll be able to peek on the side, like how does it work when I'm pressing. So maybe I'll be able to spot some issues, if anything is wrong with it. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it like this. Let's make a rectangle over here. From here should be fine. And one more wall. Okay, from here to here. Okay, and we have a nice window. We should be able to peek inside and see how it works when we are pushing the push button. Yeah, it looks great on the design, but most probably it's gonna fail on the actual thing. Okay. Okay, so what we have done so far, we have the top plate, which is this, we have it aligned, we have an opening, we have the shaft redesigned as well. So it should be like perfectly aligned with the encoder. Okay, I'm gonna copy the knob as well, so we have like the whole thing. The question is, do I have a 32? Maybe not, so I will just yank it from Chordie. Okay, we have our knob. I just need to move it a little. Okay, and I think I can, let's just anchor over there and, okay, perfect. Okay, it looks good so far. Okay, but the question is, well, we have it on the bearing actually. Are we gonna be able to push it anyway? Okay, now I'm kind of confused. Because the knob holds on the bearing. So do I have an option? I think my plan is kind of flawed. Because the bearing sits tight. So it would work if I didn't have the bearing in between. But now, well, maybe if I remove this thing from the bottom that is holding the bearing, well, then it's gonna be wobbly most probably. It's not gonna hold well. Okay, so we have a problem right now, and the print is almost done. if I make it a little bit bigger, then actually well, I can always make it like it doesn't really have to hold the bearing this well, because actually the thing that is making the rotation is the encoder, and the bearing is just like a support at this moment. Yeah, but then it will be falling out. It won't hold. So does it mean that we should put the push button under the bearing? So it should be like between the encoder and the bearing, somewhere like over here. Okay, that is kind of a problem right now. Yeah, I think that's the only option if you want to have if you don't want this to wobble, because if it's just on the encoder, it's gonna wobble a lot. Well, unless we have a good, okay, maybe the fact that we have this shaft redesigned a little. Can I take a look at the section somehow? It was probably not the way I want it. Okay, but basically the shaft goes now all the way, so there shouldn't be that much like a wiggle room. So this might work. Okay, we can make a test print maybe and use it without the bearing, because if we add the bearing, it's gonna, the bearing will block the movement, so we won't be able to push anyway. So either we move the button somewhere over here, that, well, actually over here will be good if we place it like here, so it won't interfere with the encoder, and then the bearing will be kind of resting on the push button, and when we press it, I think that is better option, because like I don't think we can make it work like that. We can't really push it. We won't be able to have a stable knob without the bearing, and with the bearing we can push it like here. So I think I have to move it, but it's still good to the shaft redesign is okay, I guess. Yeah, it's not gonna work like that. I think that was a bad idea. Okay, let's move it away. Okay, let's take a look. So with the knob over here. Okay, so it won't be visible anyway. We don't have to go this crazy. So we would like it to be 0.035, like so. Okay, I'm gonna move the bearing as well to this one because I don't want to change in the original design. Okay, so this is how it looks like, more or less. So this is the how tall the button. So it's gonna be okay. So let's move this thing up. Okay, so I think this support is not needed anymore. Or wouldn't it like make the whole thing crooked a little? Crooked? It would be good to have like two push buttons to hold it. And then it's like making the whole thing quite big actually. Okay, we can give it a try. We can make one version like this. These holes can be here. Okay, so this is part of the mount. I think I will just chop it off. I don't want to remove it for now. Okay. So if we remove that, okay. So now if we bring the bearing back, okay. So this looks like this, more or less. Okay, things are getting complicated. Okay, let's say I will have it over here. So now when I press, this will push the button. Yeah, but at the same time, the bearing is not really that much moving up and down. I think we might need a little bit more room for it. Let's make it 4 millimeters. Would that work? Yeah, but then it will be, might be coming off at the same time. Oh wow, so many like conflicting things. And because this mount, it's kind of stiff actually. Once we push it down, it's kind of difficult to take it out. So we can't really push it because it will just come off. Does it mean there is no way to have a push button with it? Anyway, because if I make this part a little bit more loose, then it will be like, it won't hold. The wheel will just like come off. But I'll be able to press. Oh, then it actually doesn't really matter where the push button will be, if it's on the left side or if it's at the bottom. But at the same time, it won't be really holding. Well, we can make this a little bit different. We can make it that it will kind of grab the bearing by the top, but then it will make everything a little bit higher. But in theory, it should kind of hold it. So what I am thinking right now, maybe if we remove the knob and just leave the bearing. Okay, so I think I can make a section over here. Okay. With the knob. Okay, so we have the knob as well. So I was thinking maybe we can just do something like this, like a holder. So then we don't need this many. We could get away with just 2, like so. And then they will kind of like grab the bearing because they will be able to move inwards a little. And then when the bearing sits in, they will be holding like over here. And then we can have our knob coming from the top. But definitely we can also find like a smaller bearing. We don't really need this big. I'm using this one because that's the only one that I had. But definitely there are like smaller ones. So we don't need one that is like this tall, maybe like 3 millimeters. Actually, how tall is it? Yeah, this one is 5 almost. It's like a standard bearing for the roller skates. Okay, this, I think this will be the way going forward. So, because like right now, there is no way to hold it. Because if I loosen this, so the whole thing will come loose and we'll be able to just like pop it out without using any force. So we need something to hold the bearing, like so, over here. So we need something with a smaller diameter. So I think I will remove all of these. We don't need that as well. So now if we take a look, let's make a line 0.1, I mean. So it will be coming all the way from here. And okay, so the way how to mount it, I think best if we have something around, maybe like a circle. Okay, this one is not good actually. How was the distance from here to here? Okay, 0.75. Okay, that's yet another cool number. One of my favorite. Okay, can we make a circle from here? Or not like this. I think that's like a 3-point circle. Okay, something like that. Okay, yeah. Actually, we don't need this wall as well. So, and from the shaft, let's make it like 0.2. Well, actually, we can only go to here. We won't be able to print anywhere else. Okay, so maybe like this. Okay, so this is kind of like a holder, this thing. So the bearing is over here. So I forgot the bottom. So it didn't close the surface for me. I can remove that. Do I have the line? Okay, I think I have. Okay. Okay, the question is, can I make it both ways? And can I make it like this? I want this one. Okay, maybe I can do it differently. I will just rotate around. Okay, like so. And let's make a plane and just rotate it maybe like 15. And another one and rotate minus 15. And now let's cut with this plane. And again, let's cut with this plane. Okay, what do we have? Okay, one more cut. So I need to cut this with this. How about this? Okay. Okay, so we have one piece over here, one piece over here, and this I can remove. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Looks kind of okay. Let's take a look on a section if we add our knob. Oh, it will even fit. That's a surprise. Something that I didn't account for. Alright, so that is actually very good for us. Okay, so how do we proceed further? So let's assume that this is this gonna work. I'm not gonna print it now. Okay, let's hide the knob. Okay, so we have a harness for the, we have a way to capture the bearing, so like it won't come off. The push button should be able to hold it. I hope it won't get like crooked like that. It should still rotate and it shouldn't move because we are like quite close. Okay, so maybe it's time to make a cutout for our push button since we are on the top plate. So let's, that was a mistake. One more time. So I want this out and okay. So if we remove the push button, okay, we have an opening over here. This one I need to make it a bit bigger. So this is 1.75. Let's make it 1.8. Let's leave it some more space. Maybe even 1.8, 85. Okay, so the push button goes from here. So now we should be able to somehow we need something to hold it. So okay, let's move to the harness. So because that's going to be part of the harness, that's the same thing that is holding our encoder. I think I will just expand few walls and maybe we can have it to also hold the push button, and then the top will hold it in place when we, okay, what's that? I want to copy this and paste it here. Okay, it did copy. Okay, how does it look like? Well, looking at it right now, we do have some space even for the wiring. For example, if I move it like that, let's make it 1.2, a little bit more. And if I cut this thing, okay, I can remove the can remove the legs, I mean the openings for the legs. So that is kind of cool. Okay, so let's extend this wall as well, and let's cut this. Okay, this one goes out and this one goes out. Are they the same? Okay, so only this part. Okay, maybe I would just move it to here so I'll be able to see the legs as well. Okay, maybe this one as well, so the legs will be kind of like exposed. And this makes even more sense, like in case we would like to solder something in the future. Okay. Okay, seems like we are getting somewhere with it. I don't know where actually. Okay, so we have the harness over here. Let's hide our encoder because we don't need it. Okay, so more or less, this looks okay to me. We have some extra space. We have some extra space for the push button over here, so it should fit through the top plate. Okay, so what I need now, I need a correct bottom part. And of course, I'm gonna yank it from here as well. Oh, actually, it's not 5 millimeters, it's 13 or 11. Just a small typo. Because this is our tiny over here, and we are working on 11 right now. Okay, so the bottom part. I think this is what I call the base. Alrighty. So let's move this away, like to here maybe. Oh, we left the hole behind, and that's fine. Oh, it even worked. Like I wasn't expecting that it's gonna move it the correct way, but it did work. Okay, so let's move this one somewhere over here and the hole with it. Okay, that is all right. So now, okay, looks like we have moved some parts a little, so I just need to leave this up. Okay, now they fit, and back to our top part. Let's make few openings over here. One is here and the other one is here. Okay, 2.9. Hello, SG District Homes. How are you doing today? You're late for our cat session. because I'm almost done. Okay, even the how do they call this part? If I the chamfer, it even fits. It doesn't go outside of the top plate. Okay, looks like we are done. Well, actually, we don't really need the holes at the bottom. Oh, I'm gonna leave it anyway. Okay, this is a bit like... Okay, let's take a look at... I mean, it looks okay, but if we bring them up, okay, it doesn't look okay. Okay, it's not good. So we have to extend those things a little. Okay, so let's move 2.4. Okay, 2.4 this way. And 2.4 this way. And this way as well. Okay, so I have some more space. Now we just need to move the bottom parts. Okay, looks like everything is aligned right now. So let's move this away. Okay, I think we can have it at the corner like that. Oh no, we can't, because it's not the same. Okay, this should be good. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, now it's aligned. I'm gonna skip these holes. We don't really need that. Okay. So there is one more thing over here. We have to move this part all the way to the bottom. Okay, and so far, so good. If we take a look at the cross section over here, what do we see? If we bring back the encoder, oh, it's a bit messy. Okay, so we have our switch over here. There should be enough of space. The bearing will be sitting on it. We have our fancy trap for the bearing, which will most probably not work, but that's fine. Okay, it seems to be fine. Okay, so maybe I can just put it to print. What time is it? Okay, we are running short on time actually. Okay, let's hide the push button and let's hide our encoder. It doesn't look that bad. There is hope. Okay, so first thing is our shaft. So this one will be, let's call it push button shaft. Then we have our top over here. Okay, seems like we might have a problem with printing this. It might need support. Okay, but we don't want that. We don't want the ring. Okay, we want it bare. It looks kind of tiny. I hope it won't break while when we print it. Okay, so let's make it push button top. Okay, so now we have the harness and we have the bottom part. Okay, and let's export this. Okay, push button bottom. Okay, so let's jump to Bamboo Studio. Let's make a new project. Where did I export that? Ah, okay, it's a different project. I forgot already. So we are not in Chordie. We need to go back to our projects, and that one was in temporary files. Okay, we are here. So okay, we have our bottom, we have our top, and we have ours. Not this one. Okay, we have the knob, and that's it, I suppose. Okay, so the knob needs to be flipped. Can we arrange it? Okay. Okay, it looks more or less okay. So the thing is that most probably will be needing support. Let's make a normal one and let's see if it really put the support. Most probably it did. Yeah, I can see it from now. Okay, yeah, we do have a support. Okay, but we don't need it everywhere. Okay, we can make it a little bit different. And do we have a support here as well? Ah, okay, because that was a push button. Oh, okay, I think I will just leave it like that. I guess it's fine, but I need to go and pick up the other pin, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the print. Let me send the other one first. Okay, what is happening with the printer? Let's take a peek. Okay. Okay, it's doing something. Okay, that's great. So going back to our workbench, how long is this print? Okay, half an hour, so I think I will finish off stream. But before I go, I still need to check this one. So we have the volume done. And okay, so this is the thing that goes over here. How did I put it? Like this. Okay, I think it goes like this. Yep, that is correct. I will try to attach it somehow. Okay, so now I need a very long screw. No, I don't need a long screw. Normal should be fine. I just need my favorite screwdriver. It might be a little bit tricky to align everything. Okay, and it didn't hold. Okay, maybe a longer screw. Luckily I have something on hand. Okay, hopefully one screw is enough. Okay, yeah, it holds more or less fine. Okay, let's get our encoder in. And now comes the top. I hope I can get away with just one screw, because I don't have any more. And this means I need to go and find new ones. Which of course I don't want to do. Okay, something is off. Yeah, now it's gonna be fine. I just mounted wrongly. Okay, it's moving a little, but that should not be an issue. And I don't have a bearing out, so I need to take magnets and take it out. I will be right back. And of course I broke the shaft in the process. I said that I'm gonna break something today, and there it is. Okay, so the bearing goes in. Okay, how does it look like? If you look at it from here, okay, it's not that bad. Like, yes, it should be fine. And I think my printer needs some adjustments because there are some artifacts. Okay, anyways. Okay, it's kind of fine. So we have it like this. So when I rotate, I don't really hit anything. And if I use the wrist rest, yeah, it's fine. So this is okay for the volume. And this one is okay. So I'm using different finger. Ring finger for this. Yeah, it's very smooth. I like it a lot. So ring finger for this and forefinger for this one. And if I'm pressing keys, it doesn't really bother me much. Yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, for the volume that will be fine, I guess. If you look at it like thickness wise, it's still okay. So I think it's okay to follow, like there's just few millimeters below the key, like over here as well. We are a few millimeters below the key, actually this one. I think we could go lower with this if we need to, but looking at it from here, it's supposed to be in the center, right? And it's not. I think I attached it wrongly. Okay, something is not right, because let's take a look. Wasn't it supposed to be in the center of the key? Well, let's just bring back our base. Okay, it's not really in the center, is it? Okay, now it's in the center. Okay. So yet another failed design. So how far off are we? Okay, 2.6. Are we 2.6 away? Nobody knows. Okay, from here, yeah, 2.6. Okay, I think the reason for it might be that if I select the whole knob, oh, most probably now it's gonna be fine. Not 2.6 still. Well, it looks like there's a different anchor if I select the whole body compared to if I select the edge. Yeah, edge seems to be more. No, it's the same. Look different. Okay, so maybe this is only okay. That was like a parallax. So it looked like it moved the anchor, but actually it did move, but only in the z-axis. So it's fine. Yeah, but I have to move it. Oh well, I guess we are already past our bedtime. So this one is kind of broken, but seems to be okay, even though it's 2.6 millimeters off from what I wanted it. It's still okay. I like the rotation, and actually I am not hitting any keys if I like hold it properly. And also the thickness doesn't bother me that much because we have tall keys next to it. So the whole thing looks kind of okay, in my opinion. And for the chalk, we can definitely go lower. So that is fine. We still have some space. So okay, I think I'm gonna stick to this. I like these encoders. I like this design. Those 32 millimeter knobs are just great. The rotation is super smooth. So the only thing that we need to test, but also I will just finish the print of stream because there is still like quite some time before it finishes. So this is the design for the push button. I'm very curious if it's gonna work. And I will update you all about it on Monday because we do have a stream on Monday. Yeah, and for today, I guess that will be it. Yet another stream with many broken cut designs. I wasn't that bad actually. I'm kind of satisfied. I think that this approach for the push button will be okay, since we can't have it any other way. Or maybe I will think of something over the weekend. And that was kind of like ad hoc during the stream idea. I think it's kind of okay, but maybe something might be better. I would love to see something in the comments. Maybe someone smarter than me maybe will be able to post like a better idea for the encoder. I mean, how to implement push button in such design. Okay, and for today, I think that's it. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for watching, and have a lovely weekend ahead. Goodbye.